Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to focus on the present tense. As you already know that there are three main types of tenses, that is present tense, past tense and future tense. So today we'll just focus on present tense in this video. Basically, present tense are further divided into four types: present simple, present continuous, present perfect simple, or simply present perfect, and present perfect continuous. So let's look at these four types in detail, focusing on the form and the uses of these tenses. So first of all, the present simple tense. Let's look at the forms of present simple. If in order to make a positive sentence, that is with I, you, we, and they, we simply use the first form of verb, and with he, she, it, we again use first form of verb, but with s. Okay, so he, she, it will have s form of the verb, and otherwise with the rest of the, or you can say the plurals, will have the first form of verb without s. In order to make a negative sentence, I, you, we, they, don't will be added, do not or don't, and then the first form of verb, that is life here. And with he, she, it, as I have told you that in the simple positive sentence, s will be added. So in order to make it negative, we have to add does instead of do. Okay, so does not live. Then when we have added does, it means there won't be any s over here. Okay, so he, she, it doesn't live. Any of these words can be used. In order to make any interrogative sentence of present simple tense, we can shift do in the beginning, or do or does, whatever, according to the pronoun or the singular verb or the plural one. Does, do will go in the beginning, or does will go in the beginning. Do, you, I, we, they, or any other plural noun, live, that is the first form of verb, will be used. Okay, and then for the answer, yes I do, no they don't, these can be the answers in positive or negative form. Now if you want to make a negative with he, she, or it, then does will be used in the beginning. Does he, she, it, whatever, live, that is the first form of verb, will be used. Yes she does, positive sentence, positive reply, and no it doesn't, a negative reply. Okay, now focusing on the uses of simple present tense, the first and the most important use is the habit, presentation of habit. I go for a walk every afternoon, so it means it is his habit that he go for a walk every afternoon. Another important thing is that things that we are always true, or you can say the facts, any facts or anything that remains true for a long period of time, for that as well we use simple present tense. For example, water boils when you heat it. Okay, so boils again, with water is a singular, so that's why s is used. And when, subject, when you, sorry, you subject, and then heat and boils both. Okay, so this is a bit not a simple sentence but little complicated, वो आगे हम discuss कर लेंगे. ठीक है, but the thing is that we use simple present tense when we talk about something that is true for a long period of time, or something that is a fact. Now, things that are true for a long period of time, or that always remains true. My father works as a shop assistant. It means that is for a long period of time, and then he might change, but for the long period of time, he has been working as a shop assistant. That's why we have to use simple present tense here. Now, if we talk about present continuous tense, then its form will be subject plus verb with ing form. Okay, helping verb is also there. Now, helping verb is there because we want to make it a continuous form. When we have to make it a continuous, then we have to add ing with it. Okay, I के साथ am आएगा, he, she, it के साथ is, and you, we, they के साथ are. Okay, so please remember this thing. Okay, he, she, it is, she is working, he is working, it is working, I am working, You are working, we are working, they are working. Okay, so this is how continuous form will be made. Acha, here I have used very simple sentences. Otherwise there are objects as well. Okay, I haven't added any object over here. I'm just telling you the simple sentences in order to focus on the form of the verb that can be used, or in order to focus on the specific um, tense. Now, in order to make it negative, you simply have to add not before the verb form, verb of ing. Okay, I am not working. You, we, they are not working. He, she, it isn't working. Okay, the structure of the sentence will remain the same, only not will be added before the verb form. Okay, verb ing form. Okay, now if you want to make it interrogative, then am is an are. Okay, the helping verb that are used will go in the beginning. Okay, am I working? Yes, I am. No, I'm not. A positive reply and a negative one. Are you working, or are we working, or are they working? Yes, we are. No, they aren't. Is she working? He working, and is it working? So is will be added with she, he, and it. Okay, and with the ing form. Yes, she is. No, he isn't. Okay. Now, the uses of present continuous, we use present continuous when we have to show that some activity is happening around right now. Because this is a present tense, it means something that is going on. Continuous shows that some activity is going on at the present time period. So, I am writing my doctoral thesis, I am cooking, I am baking, I'm working, I'm making an assignment. Okay, something that you are doing at the current time period. Second, future personal plan. This is very important that you have to focus on that in order to, when something is planned, okay, something especially the something personal is already planned that will happen, then for that as well you use present continuous tense. We are getting married in October. Okay, we are going we'll finish our BS or BBA in December. Okay, something that is planned. I'm going to take admission in certificate course in April. Okay, something that you plan. I'm going to do this. I will do this. Okay, I'm going to do this. Sorry, something that is planned. Now, for present perfect simple or simple present perfect, or simply we can say present perfect tense, the positive form will be have will be added with I, you, we, they have, and lived. That is the first form of, sorry, the past participle form of verb. Okay. He, she, it has lived. With plurals and with I, with you, we, and plurals, we use have. With she, he, it, and singular, we use has lived, whatever the verb form is. Now, in order to make it negative, we again simply have to add not before the verb form and after this have. I, you, we, they have not lived, haven't lived, or she, he, it hasn't lived. Now, in order to make it negative, interrogative, have or has will go in the beginning. Again, have will be used with you, I, we, they, or any plural noun. Okay, have will go in the beginning and then the verb, participle form of verb. Yes, I have is the present positive form, and no, you haven't is the negative form. Has she, he, it lived? Now with she, he, it, we use has. So because we are making an interrogative sentence, so has will go in the beginning, and after this subject, verb form will be added. Now let's focus on the uses of present perfect tense. Please focus on this thing because this is really very important, that unfinished activities that began in the past and continue up to the present. So basically present perfect tense is used for something that happened in the past and continued to the present, or sometimes it is used when it ends in the present or result can be seen in the present. Okay, two possibility. अभी हम एक और भी discuss कर लेंगे next example. But this is when unfinished activities begin in the past and continue up to the present. I have lived here for 5 years. I have lived. ठीक है, third form of verb, here for 5 years. So something that is unfinished and it is still continued till the present time period. Finished activity that occurred in the past but which have a result in the present. Usually we use present perfect tense for this particular use. Okay, something that has happened in the recent past and the result can be seen in the present time. Like for example, I have just been to the shop. The shop, so it means you have bought something and you still have something with you. Okay, so just like for example, I cut my finger. Okay, so I have cut my finger, so it means the blood is coming out of it. So this means something happened in the recent past and in the present we can see its result. Okay, so for this we use simple present perfect tense. Sometimes for we use present perfect tense to show indefinite past experience. I have been to La Gomera. Okay, so indefinite past experience, something that has happened and you are trying to point that out in the present time period. Now, the fourth type is present perfect continuous tense. Let's look at the forms. Now here, look over here that been is used, have been, and because it is continuous, ing form will of the verb will be used. Okay, I, you, we, they. With it means with I, you, we, they, and plural we use have been and the first form of verb with ing. Okay, she, he, it has, or any other singular noun, singular subject has been and the ing form of the verb in order to make a present perfect continuous tense. Now, in order to make it negative, I, you, we, they haven't, have not been living. So, not will be added between have and been. Okay. Same is the case over here with she, he, it hasn't been living. So, again, not is added between has and been. And this is again, let me remind you that with singulars we use has, with plural or I, you, we, they, we use have. Now, in order to make it interrogative, have, you, have, or has will go in the beginning, but been will come after it. Okay, been will come with the verb. Have you, I, we, they, or any plural form of subject, plural subject, been plus the first form of verb with ing. Yes, I have. No, I haven't. Has she, he, it been living? Okay, again with the singulars or with the he, she, it, has will be used, but been will be joined with the first form of verb with ing form. Now let's focus on the uses. Now here you can see that these two points are almost similar to present perfect, simple present perfect. ठीक है, और प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट कंटिन्यूस के लिए भी यही चीज है कि अनफिनिश्ड एक्टिविटीज दैट began in the past and continue up to the present, something that began in the past and is continued in the present. ठीक है, but for this continuous tenses use ing form. I have been living here for 5 years. Let me show you that slide again. Now, I have lived here for 5 years. This was unfinished activity that began in the past and continue up to the present. But here, present perfect tense is used, whereas over here, present perfect continuous tense is used. Okay, it means both the tenses can be used for such activities. But what is more preferable, we'll discuss it in the next slide. Finished activity that occurred in the past but which have a result at the present. So I have been shopping. So shopping, it means now you have got a lot of shopping material. You have bought a lot of clothes or something. Okay, now which is more preferred? As I have just shown you that we can use both tenses for unfinished and finished activities that have a connection with the present moment. So which one should we prefer? but we prefer the present perfect tense to represent the unfinished and finished activity that have a connection with the present moment. Okay, something that is connected and which can be seen in the present time. So for to emphasize the activity that is finished, I have read the book. That book, it means now the book is finished and complete and there is no need to study anything more. I mean, that book, related with that book. When we mention the number of the things times we have done any something or anything, like for example, I have taken 10 photos. Okay, this is something that you have done and is complete in the particular time period, and you have already done a lot of time. Okay, so in such situations we use present perfect tense, simple present perfect tense. With stative verbs, be, have, understand, love, see. Stative verbs basically are the verbs which show some kind of state, right? Which doesn't show any kind of movement. जहाँ ing form नहीं होती verb की. Dynamic verbs वो होते हैं जिसमें ing form होती है. ठीक है. Stative verbs are those which show some kind of state, that is some work or some action that goes on for a long period of time or which remain the same for a long period of time. So with these such stative verbs, we use present perfect tense, simple present perfect tense. Like for example, I have had my car for years. Okay, so had is the form of have or be, you can say. So I have had my car for years. Okay, so it means it's a stative verb, so that's why ing cannot be added here. Have के साथ be के साथ तो हो सकता है, खैर have के साथ ing नहीं हो सकता. It is changed into had to make it present perfect simple tense. Now, if we talk about the present perfect, again, another important preference where we can use present perfect continuous. ठीक है, दो पॉइंट है सेम. अब हम present perfect continuous किस सिचुएशन में यूज करेंगे? To emphasize that the activity is not finished. I have been studying English for 2 years. It means you will be studying for 2 more years as well. ठीक है, 4 years को BS करने के लिए you have been studying English for 2 years and you will be studying for 2 more years as well. To emphasize the activity is long and repeated. She has been trying to pass her driving test for years. It means she has been doing something repeatedly for a long period of time and still she need to do that. No, we don't know for how long that will be continued. The third thing is to emphasize the activity is temporary. He has been working in a bar this summer, but then he is going to university. So sometimes in order to show that the activity is temporary, we use present perfect continuous. Okay, that he's been working in a bar, it means he will go to university, he will do some other work after this and so on. Okay, so this was all about present tense. Thank you so much.